This episode of the Heart to Heart Chat series is about how discovering our true consciousness can create miracles in our lives. Hi, this is Vasudevan, author of Follow Your Heart, Your Brain is Stupid. This channel is dedicated to those who wish to take charge and to create for themselves a life of freedom, joy, and happiness. Divyael shares with us his experience and the power of awakening our true consciousness. Let's jump right into the show. Hi, Divyael. Welcome to the chat show. It's a pleasure having you here, and thanks a lot for accepting my invitation.
You're so welcome. Most welcome. It was lovely meeting you, and rather in Rishikesh.
Yeah, of course it was. Viewers, we have with us someone who is going to blow your mind away today. Meet Divyaprasad Pandya. He is a healer and awakener to your individual purpose here on earth. He lives in England. प्यार से हम उन्हें दिव्याइल बुलाते हैं. So I will be addressing him as Divyail. Divyail is an electronics engineer. After 6 years of sailing as a radio officer and 30 years working at the University of Central Lancashire, he now heals people by awakening them to their inner consciousness, or their true consciousness. And he lives in England. I met Divyael when we had traveled to Rishikesh, and we met at the breakfast table. On the day we were about to leave, we were staying in the same hotel. And we struck a chord immediately, and I must say, it was a divine encounter. And we have been in touch ever since. I invited Divyael to share with us how discovering our true consciousness can create miracles in our lives. So here he is. Guys, watch this episode till the very end for the awakening. Divyael, we can't wait any longer to listen to your journey from an electronics engineer to a healer. Over to you, Divyael.
Yes. Even I didn't realize that my end journey, that I would turn out like this. Okay. Because when I was in Singapore, I was the black sheep of the family.
Okay.
And created problems for everybody in the family, and then when my father asked me if I wanted to go to England to study, and I thought, I wasn't thinking of studying. I was thinking about the Beatles, Rolling Stones, rock and roll.
Okay.
And all that, so eventually I got here to England, and then I did qualify as a radio officer on the ships, and I spent 6 years sailing on the ships as a radio officer. And then the children were growing up, and so I got a job at the university. And over many years of being at the university, I woke up in a way that there was everything there at the university. There was parties, and there was all sorts of things going on, and life wasn't enough for me. There was something missing all the time. I did a lot of sports. I did a lot of martial arts, and I did badminton. And it was on a badminton court in a competition that I was in, that I met a lady that she was a bit different, and I thought I'll talk to her. And so I spoke to her about chakras and energies and things like that, because my mother used to speak to me like that, and it was there that I started to something woke up in me nearly 40 years ago. And then it was there that she invited me to a home and helped me to meditate, try to feel energies. But the problem was my head, like your book, the chaos. And I was very logical. being in electronics, it's all zeros and ones and things like that. Everything is logic in logic, you know. And then when I came to the spirit world, there is not logical. It's in you are in a world where you have to trust. You have to trust the divine, you know. And it was very difficult for me, very difficult, because when I came to England, I was on my own. You know, I came on my own, left the whole family, 4 brothers and 3 sisters, and mom and dad and all that. So for me, I had to find a way to go into the logical mind and into the mind of the consciousness of the divine, that we are all divine beings, you know. And it took me, I think it took me nearly 2 years, the first 2 years, to learn to meditate, because my brain was, you know, it was just like, it's like a monkey brain, you know, jumping all the time.
And then one day managing the brain is probably the most difficult things, right?
It is like that. And then one day I just felt for about 15 seconds of peace, 15 seconds, and it was that I thought, I want more of this, you know. And then I started to, and this lady helped me more how to work with energies. And then it was nearly that period of 2 years that I started to feel a little bit of energies in my hand, you know. And I say to your listeners also that patience is very, very important in the spiritual world, you know. Because sometimes, especially in the West, everybody wants things to be happening yesterday. You know, it doesn't work. You cannot fight against the universe. The universe only will come to you when it's ready. You are ready for it.
Right.
And it took me time. But also growing up in England was very tough, because, you know, at that time there was a lot of in the 60s and 70s and 80s, so there was a lot of racism and things like that. And you have to somehow compensate between your love and the people that are outside you that don't care for you, you know. And it took me time, but eventually I got that, because I think you will also agree with me, like attracts like, you know. If you're radiating from your heart with love, then the people that come to you is with love.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it took me time to learn all this. It took me time, and I was very fortunate that, you know, working at the university, I started to download meditation from the internet, and I would put it on the notice board to students if they want to join the meditation group, and they did, you know. And I did it from my home, and I would give them these pieces of paper that I downloaded, and from there, for me, I started, my consciousness grew more and more. And then what was happening was that, because, and also with spirit, they always test you, you know, are you serious about what you would do in your life, or are you just playing with this, you know? And then even as a little boy, I love talking to people, and especially the older people, you know. I don't know what was in my voice, and they always said after, "Oh, it was lovely talking to you. You encouraged me." I don't know what I said, but there was this. Now I understand that behind your words, there is another energy, the energy that talks, the divine energy that talks to people, you know. And many of you know yourself, and I'm sure your listeners as well, you have come across in a group of people, and you can be close to somebody to talk to, and some people you just cannot be with.
Absolutely.
The energy doesn't work with you. It was like that. It's like me and you, when we met in Rishikesh, we completely just connected.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And then people started to know about me, and I would say to them, I said, well, if you want me to come to your area, in your town area, you get 8 to 12 people, and I'll come there and teach you meditation. And within a month, they will come back and say, yes, we got these people. But when I tried to start a business, it never worked. But when I talk about spirituality, everything happens. And I ended up having like 5 groups, running 5 groups. So in my day job, I was working at the university, come home, quickly have my tea, my dinner, and then whoosh, I was out running to, every night there was a different group, and I did that for about 6 or 7 years.
In fact, I think this is what they say it is the true calling. It comes from within, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I enjoyed it. And then one day I started to feel I might want to go to visit my sister in India. She at that time lived in Mumbai, you see. But before going to India, I started getting visions in my head. You've seen the movie Jungle Book,
Yes.
with Mowgli and temples in the jungle. And I started seeing all these images, and I thought, what is this about? Because I know how big India is, because I've been to India before. And where is this temple? And they don't tell you. They expect you to trust, and then just go, and everything will be fine. So I had to let go and let God. It was like that. So when I got to Mumbai, my sister said to me that, okay, you do this, you do meditation, you do energy. I got a friend here who you maybe want to talk to. He does the same thing. So I met this gentleman. He said, I'll take you to Ganesh Puri. Ganesh Puri is an ashram that Guru Nityananda created. And he took me there to Ganesh Puri. And then it was there in 2000, in the year 2000, that I got blessed with these energies that I work with now. Do you want me to tell you about this? What happened there in Ganesh Puri?
Yeah, if you can do it briefly, that will be good, and probably we could do it in the next section also in more detail. Yeah.
Okay. Briefly, the first room he took me into, this divine beings opened my Kundalini up for me, and the energy. I saw this energy come up, and I said to this gentleman, and gentleman say, okay, like this, and then he took me to another place. You see, the thing, Vasu, is that even though I was born a Hindu, at 17, I came here. So I don't really know much about cultures and rituals and things like that, So when he took me there, I just followed what he told me to do. And then after we went to the first room, when the Kundalini was open, he took me to I think it was Guru Nityananda's slippers, the slippers that they wear with the toes, sticking up. And he told me to put my eyes down on there. And I did with humbleness, and purity, that this was, the first experience was already incredible, So when I put my eyes there, I saw a mountain and it was the lingam, the mountain of lingam, and you could see it was vibrating. And then this gentleman told me that, yeah, he said when the gurus die, he said they go to this mountain, Lingam mountain, to purify, for purification, you know. And I said, okay. And then the next place, we were going to this temple to do some offerings with coconuts and betel nuts and all that, you know. And as we were walking to the temple, the man was walking on my right-hand side, and his friend was walking next to him to the right. And as we were going and talking, blah, 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 and I could feel that there was somebody here walking on my left. And when I turned around and looked, I saw Ganesh walking with me, you know.
Wow.
First, as an engineer, I thought, this guy who's got this rubber latex suit on, you know. And I said, God, I thought, God, this looks really very good, the way he was. And then I looked again, and I could feel this energy coming. And then I said to this man, I said, can you see Ganesh walking with us? He said, I cannot see, but I can feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, and by then, you know, it was like, the emotions were very high by then in me. So I said to Ganesh, I said, I never lost for words. I never lost for words, but I was lost for words as to say, well, I don't know what to do. You know, I said, and I asked this man, he said, just honor him for coming. So I said, thank you for coming. You know, maybe you can feel me more than I can feel you. That I just lost for words. You know, it was like that. And then I'm cutting short here, you see.
Yep.
And then he said, there's a very old temple at the back here. He said, I didn't know that this place was called Ganeshpur. I didn't know nothing. I just went because I felt maybe spiritually it would be good for me. That's all I felt. And then we went round the corner, and there was a little temple, very, very old. And in the middle of the room, there was a lingam. And then around the lingam, there was this trough, and there was a drip of water coming, one at a time, drip. Again, being an engineer, I thought, there must be a hole somewhere there for the water to come through. So I put my little finger and trying to feel this lake with this hole. There was no, you know, Vasu, it's like people may be listening to this thinking, I probably must have been drinking or smoking marijuana or something like that before going there, you know. But there wasn't. It was just coming out of the stone, you know. It was so fantastic. And the interesting thing was there was a lot of people there. But when me, my friend, and this gentleman came into the room, nobody came in the room. There were 2 or 3 people there. They went, and nobody came. And then they started chanting, Om, the Om, you know, sign, chant. And then I stood near the door, and he said, come, chant. So I started chanting, and the whole wall started vibrating. It was like an echo, but it was more than an echo. It was like a very low frequency that touched the whole body. It vibrated your body. And then at the top, where the bricks and the mortars, where there was mortars on the side of the bricks, started flashing iridescent blue like like that. And I thought, God, again being an engineer, thinking, yeah, they've done very well. How did they do this? I'm just thinking, you know. And then I realized later, it was Shiva's energy, the blue energy of, you know, like Krishna blue and Shiva and many other beings there.
Right.
Because by then my brains was already cooked. I just couldn't comprehend what was going on. And I told him this, and He said, yes, I've seen it before, but I've not seen it now, you know.
Okay.
And then at the end, he said, there's bhajan going on in the next room. Let's go. But by then I was very emotional. I felt like crying and things like that. So when I got into this bhajan, there was about 200-300 people there. And then I was saying up there to them, I'm not crying. I'm not crying in front of all these people. You know? It was like this macho thing, you know, we have this man thing. And anyway, they sang, and then they left. And then in the left-hand corner, there was a golden statue of Guru Nityananda. And it was there. I'm not going to tell everything. Maybe I'll tell next time we meet again.
Yep.
He blessed me. You know, the spirit of Guru Nityananda blessed me with this energy that he put in my heart. And ever since then, I presume that at that time it was called the Krishna consciousness or the Shiva consciousness, because you know we were in India. And then it took me 1 year. It took me 1 year to integrate this energy as to what I do with this. Because when I came home, I still had my groups, but by then I only had 2 groups because it was getting too much for me. I did the meditation, and then a friend of mine invited me to America, Mount Shasta. It's a mountain a Lemurian mountain, very high vibration mountain. And it was there that when I saw this man lunchtime, and he looked like Jesus, you know, but he was Iranian. He like tan skin, long hair. And he said, I bring you the Christ consciousness. If anybody wants to have it, come. And the first person that went was a lady, and he just hugged her, and she just went to, you know, and gently put her on the floor. And as soon as he did that, I knew I can do this. I knew in my heart, not in my head, in my heart, I can do this. So I went, and I was talking in my head as I was walking towards him and saying, you better be good, because I had Ganesh, I had Lord Krishna who came to me as well when I was there, I had Shiva. Anyway, he hugged me. Within 15 seconds, boom, I was out. I was on the floor, you know. And it was there that I heard a voice. In my 40 years I've been doing this spiritual work, I've only heard 3 times a voice in my ear. And the voice said, you can do this. That's it. And that is all I heard. And that voice was the voice of Jesus. And that confused me more. You know, I had Krishna, Shiva, Ganesh, and then all of a sudden, Jesus came in. You know, and I went, what? This is very confusing. And then I had to correlate that, how I integrate what I got in India and what this was saying in the West. And then I realized a long time after, that not very long after, that all these energies are one. There is no separation. What I do is that, let's say somebody comes here for healing at my home.
Right.
I talk to them, I counsel, see what the problem is or what I can help with. And then what I do is that I check their aura. You know, I feel their aura, if there's any blockages or anything like that. And I take that blockages away from them.
Okay.
What I do is I connect with their higher self and my higher self, their soul, the soul. And then when I have cleansed their aura, I bring in this divine consciousness and then get knocked out. So I lay them down on the floor here and I just lead them. Your guides and your teachers and your masters of light come in and work on you. My work within 2 minutes, my work with you is finished. So I just leave them on the floor until they wake up again, Yeah.
Tell me, I'm sure our viewers may be wanting to know, how does this help in their day-to-day life? Because today we are so stressed out.
You see, the wonderful thing about the spiritual world is that it's 50-50. They will give you all the information that you need, and then you have to go and do it. You see, I'm not your fixer. I don't fix anything.
Right.
All I do is give you information to fix you. And how it helps people, I had quite a lot over the years. And I'll talk about the recent one. Was that she had been from very young age was on marijuana. She smoked marijuana. Okay. And she was just very stressed and all that. And over the last year that I have been working with her, she has more calmed down with these energies. And she comes regularly, maybe once a month or something like that. And in that, I give her information of how to meditate, or if you can't meditate, just be quiet. Look at the candle and just listen to your breath. And in that energy, as you connect, your soul knows, your wonderful light, beings of light knows you want to connect. And it is from there, they bring you energies, and then slowly bring the power back into you, you see.
Okay. Divyael, some of our viewers may be keen to get a little bit of more of a practical experience of this. Would it be okay if we can schedule another session where we practically experience this awakening? Would that be fine with you?
Yeah, that'll be very fine with me. Yeah. Okay. I think what your listeners can do is do a research on Google, what we call the violet flame. The violet flame.
Yep.
And then when we come and meet again, I can expand on that and show them how to use the violet flame to cleanse themselves and friends.
Sure, that'll be great. Yep. And what would be some one or two key messages that you like to leave with our viewers?
Yeah, I think because of the modern day we are in, there's so much stress and there's so much pressure on everybody. Take some time out. We don't need to meditate for hours and hours anymore. We don't need. I can't. My maximum meditation is 20 minutes. You see, if you can take between 10 and 15 minutes and just be quiet, all you have to ask with your guidance, with your soul, come and merge with me, and I want to be one with you. And then I say to people, light the candle and just focus on the candle and your breath, and then slowly it will all come in. Slowly it will all come in.
Viewers may be thinking it may be too difficult for me. Is it something which is going to be difficult for normal people like us? You are into a different level, right? For normal people, yes. I think, is it doable?
Yes. It is not difficult.
Okay.
If you mentally think it's difficult, then you make it difficult. It becomes difficult. Like attracts like. You see, as a radio officer, and then I left home at 17, my brains was like worse than a chicken, And so if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right.
If I can do it, anybody can do it, And I will say to your listeners, if they want to call me or contact me, they are very welcome.
Yeah, in fact, that was my next question. If somebody wants to contact you, what I'll do is I'll share your contact number and your email. So if people want to get more details, we can do it. However, viewers, if there's something that you enjoyed and you want another practical session with Divyael, please comment in the comment section. Just write I do. And if I get enough interest, then I will definitely request Divyael to have another session where he will do a practical demonstration of exactly how it is to be done, and you will experience the true awakening and benefit from that. And as I said, when you experience that true awakening, it can do miracles in your life, as it did for Divyael. He did a small session for me and my wife at Rishikesh. It was really good, and I'm going to be doing more of these sessions with him. So Viewers, wasn't that a real awakening for all of us? Something which we we never even think about in our daily life. We are so engrossed in our daily life that we don't even think about it and the benefits of this. Yep. Thanks. Well, it was an awakening for me at least. Yeah, I'm sure it must have been for many of our viewers also. And this is something which we heard, but we don't give it that importance. We think it's too much for us. We're not able to do it. However, we have somebody like you who can guide us and help us achieve that awakening and achieve what we want. That is my key takeaway from this session, Divyael. Viewers, if you found value, do like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more such awakening experiences like this. Divyael, thanks a lot for joining us, and it was an absolutely fantastic session. I enjoyed it, and we are in touch. And if we get a response from our viewers, I'll definitely connect with you, and we'll schedule another session. Yeah, thanks a lot. It was, as I said, it was
100%. 100%.
It was a divine encounter that I met you. People say everything is planned in the universe, so that's what it happened at Rishikesh. Thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks, viewers, for joining us, and see you in the next. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.